Big Sife.
Fat Man Scoop, Brooklyn Clan. What's up, y'all? This is Fat Man Scoop. And right now, you watching the sensei, the number one, the king, my dude, Big Brando. He taught me, personally, me, Fat Man Scoop. All you gotta do is keep your mouth closed and your ears open. Listen to the man talk. That's knowledge personified right there. And I wouldn't trust nobody else but my dude, Big Brando. And I said it. Fat Man Scoop, Big Brando. Let's go.
What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today let's talk about designing for Supacolor transfers. Now, if you watch my videos, it's no secret that I use Supacolor. You've seen a ton of videos on my channel already, and I showed you how to press those things down, how to find the price breaks. You've seen the super gang sheets. You've seen the wash test videos. But one thing I do want to talk about is designing for Supacolor. Does this mean it's different for designing for anything else? No. But what I am noticing is people tag me in their Supacolor videos and their Supacolor posts all the time. And what I'm noticing is people doing two different things. One of them, they're coming from a heat transfer vinyl background. Majority of the t-shirts they created previously to using Supacolor was with their vinyl cutter and heat transfer vinyl. So when you design for vinyl, you're doing a lot of single color work. If you are doing multicolor work, it's because you were layering the vinyl. So a lot of people aren't utilizing the shadows and gradients that Supacolor allows you to do. They're still designing as if they were creating heat transfer vinyl designs. So a lot of big color blocking, a lot of hard lines, and limiting themselves to the colors they use and how they use them. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, I'm seeing people really take advantage of the multicolor transfer, doing big prints with a bunch of different colors, and that's cool. But what I'm not seeing a lot of is somewhere in the middle of 1 to 2 color designs and 1,000,000 color designs. And the reason being is because you haven't shifted your thought process on how to design for a multicolor transfer. Whether it's Supacolor, whether it's DTG, whether it's whatever multicolor design you want to do. And I'm guilty of this also. On one end, I'm used to doing single color designs, and I prefer single color designs. So my color blocking is always harsh, or it's just 1 or 2 different colors. And then on the other end is I'm trying to cram a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different gradients into the design because I can. So if you're coming from heat transfer vinyl, there's a small shift in your brain that you have to get used to when designing something for Supacolor, because what we are doing is we're paying Supacolor for a multicolor print. If you're just doing single color stuff, you're still going to be paying that multicolor price. So in order to make that gang sheet worth your while, throw some multicolor stuff in there. Utilize the gradients. This is something that not a lot of people do, and it's add gradients to the text, add gradients to some of your designs because you can. Instead of doing harsh shadows, make them soft and feather that shadow out. And for the people doing the really big designs with a bunch of colors, not every single design has to be huge and look like that. So what I started doing is I started knocking out colors that I didn't need printed. Meaning, if I had black drop shadows in my design and I'm pressing it onto a black t-shirt, I don't need the black ink to be on there. So I'll knock that black out and then let the shirt show through. And this is an example. Here's a Supacolor transfer right here. Here's my print money design. You see the white stroke, you can see the green gradient, and then all of this in between used to be black. But I don't need that to be printed because then it'd be one big solid print. So instead, I knock the black out and let the black t-shirt show through. And this is what I'm talking about. So now this isn't black ink printed, this is the black t-shirt showing through. So you have the white stroke, you have the green gradient, and instead of printing black and having a solid black print on there, I let the t-shirt show through and let the black t-shirt be my black part of the print. Now, why do you do that? If you've ever wore a t-shirt with a screen printed design big on the back, and you're a big dude like myself, or you run hot, or you just live in a hot part of the world, you'll know that a big print does not breathe well. Doesn't matter if it's a transfer, doesn't matter if it's screen printed with plastisol ink, doesn't matter if it's screen printed with water-based ink. It could be vinyl, it could be anything. A big print that's printed onto a t-shirt, no matter of the printing method, does not breathe well. So a lot of us get caught up in wanting to do these really big prints and these really big designs because we have the luxury of printing multicolor using Supacolor transfers. So you got solid whites, solid blacks, you got yellow gradients, red gradients, you got some gray in there, you got all kind of different colors in there. What we have to keep in mind is how it's gonna fit and feel when it's on somebody's body. I'll do big DTG prints with my DTG printer, and it's the same exact thing. The pre-treat and the ink make it very, very heavy on the t-shirt. I have screen printed t-shirts, traditional screen printed t-shirts that are either big on the front or big on the back. And if I wear that t-shirt while I ride my bicycle, I am sweating through that design. It's because the ink does not let the cotton breathe. It's heavy on the t-shirt and it traps the heat in. If anybody's ever had a big piece of vinyl on a t-shirt, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, it's like this for all print methods. If you have ink sitting on the shirt, you are blocking the t-shirt from breathing. Doesn't matter the print method. I never used to take this into consideration, but now I do, because I've wore the t-shirts. I see what it feels like. I see how it breathes. I like my t-shirts to be comfortable to wear. That's exactly it. I buy a lot of Harley Davidson t-shirts. Anytime I travel anywhere, I'll find the local Harley Davidson and I'll buy a t-shirt from that Harley Davidson dealer. Majority of the times, it's big prints on the back. And those are screen printed t-shirts, most of the time on All Style or Gildan t-shirts, 100% cotton, and they do not breathe well. So like I said, I like to take this into consideration. For myself, I like to knock out the colors that do not need to be on there. So that way the t-shirt still has room to breathe, like this one right here. If all the black in this design was filled in with black ink, it would be a solid print besides this little part in the middle right here. But everything else that's black would be covered with ink. So if we're looking at the transfer here, all of this clear space would be covered in ink. So we all get caught up in knowing that we're gonna be paying for the print and not per color. So we're like, run that black ink, run that green ink, give me these gradients, run the white on there. We wanna print as much as possible because we're paying for the print. And I'm guilty of it too, man. I got so many designs that I was just running, just printing black just cause, printing white when it wasn't even needed, doing these really big prints because I was thinking, I'm paying for these big multicolor prints, I'm trying to get my money's worth. You gotta shift your brain outside of that. So for myself, if I don't need the black, I'm not putting the black in there. I'm gonna knock the black out and let the black t-shirt show through. One, it's gonna let the t-shirt breathe a little bit better. Two, it's gonna be lighter on the t-shirt, and these transfers are already light. You guys seen my comparison from a Supacolor transfer to a screen printed t-shirt? The weight difference is crazy. I threw them both on the scale. So you can see the weight difference. Now what I take into consideration is what it feels like when it's actually on the body. So now that I got the whole, all right, I'm printing multicolors, I'm gonna let Supacolor print as many colors as possible because I'm paying for it. Now that that's out of my system, my design process is a lot different when I'm ordering transfers from Supacolor. If the color does not need to be on there, I knock that color out. Also, a lot of people were asking about these little bees right here. There's a slight little bevel on these bees, on all of them. They don't really need to be there, but I put them on there because if not, it would just be a straight yellow on white. Adding that little bevel just gives it a little bit of a different look and almost makes it look like it's popping off the t-shirt, and that's what people think. There's a gradient in there. There's a bevel on this white one also. The reason I did that is because if I'm paying for these gradients and I'm paying for this transfer, I'm gonna add a little bevel on there because I can. There's no extra charge to me, and it gives the design a little bit of dimension. So like I said, when you're designing for Supacolor, the thought process is a little bit different. I encourage everybody to really think about the transfers that they're doing, the designs they're creating, and don't just think about, all right, I'm paying for multicolor, so I'm gonna load up a million colors on this print. I get it. I was a victim of it also, and it took me a while to break that habit, but now that I have broken that habit, my designs flow so much better now. Once you get out of that, going from single color to being able to do multicolor, you want to utilize multicolor all the time, and I get it, but I was just adding extra color when it really didn't need to be there. So I challenge everybody to shift your mindset when you're designing for Supacolor. Keep a lot of these factors in your mind when you are designing. How the design's gonna breathe. Are you adding extra color that doesn't need to be there? And can you do subtle things like add gradients and bevels to the design to make them pop just a little bit more? Hopefully this helps somebody out there. If you wanted to order Supacolor, and you've never ordered Supacolor before, I highly recommend just order a sample pack from them. Supacolor.bigbrando.com. Place your orders there, or just order a sample pack, test it out for yourself. See if you like it or not. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram, Big Brando TV. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.